Our agility drills are fairly basic, very common to what most any coach would use throughout the season. Do apologize a little bit for some of the form and technique you're going to see. This is early spring. Our kids haven't had an opportunity to practice or review any of these drills for quite a while. This is our slalom hop drill. We're trying to get off the ground as quickly as possible. We want to not rotate our hips. We want to be able to create a little mobility and again explode up off the ground. Spend the least amount of time there as you can. Here we're really focusing on being able to work our feet quickly, keep our hips down, our eyes up. The kids constantly want to stare and or look for the bag. So a lot of times we'll have a ball added to this drill where we'll kind of toss it at them to keep their eyes up. Very similar drill here. Again, we are looking for lateral movement. Still want our hips down and our eyes up. Quick feet without crossing over. Make sure they're cutting off the right foot. Here you can see that again from the front. And as you can see, a lot of the kids are kind of high right here. They're not using good technique. Again, looking for lateral movement, quickness, eyes, coordination, change of direction. Sit, fit, hit is going to focus on three aspects of the form tackle. In the first alley, we ask them to just sit or make sure that we are getting our inside foot in between the feet of the defender or the ball carrier. Then our second alley is going to be our fit, where we're going to shoot our guns without making contact. And then in the third alley is our hit, where we'll actually drive through and finish the tackle. This is our open field tackle. We want to make sure that the linebacker gets to the tackling point before the ball carrier so that he has an opportunity to cut and react to his movement. This is our angle tackle, which kind of mirrors our open field concept, but here we're really working on making sure we keep the ball on our outside shoulder, preventing a cutback by the ball carrier, and then excelling through at the point of contact. This is our alley field drill, or eye opener as it's sometimes called. The ball carrier really has control of this drill, and he has an opportunity to select the alley in which that he is going to enter. We're working with the linebacker to keep the ball on his outside shoulder and then explode up and meet the ball carrier in the alley. All right, with our form tackling, one of the first things that we start with is we always talk to our kids about trying to cut the crotch of the ball carrier. So what we're talking about is if this is our running back and our tackler is approaching from this side, we want him to use his inside foot to cut the crotch or step between the feet of the tackler, which ensures us that his head is going to get across the body. So Luke, if you would take that position. Now his inside foot just step between the feet of the ball carrier. At this point, we start talking about our actual tackling process, where we talk to them about biting the ball. And in that situation, we are literally wanting them to put their mouth where the football would be held. So he wants to sink his head to here. This defeats or corrects the problem of all time trying to talk to kids about bullying their neck or keeping their eyes up, sinking down. Because in order to get in this position, he has to bull his neck and he has to keep his head up in order to actually get his helmet on the football. The other thing that we accomplish with that is it helps us in opportunities to create turnovers because we're making direct contact with the ball. Step 2, after we teach them to bite the ball, we have them shoot their guns. So just like in Old West days with our cowboys, we take our 2 guns out of our holster and we explode up through the ball carrier. At that point, we teach them to grab cloth, and all we're asking them to do is to grab a hold of the player, get his jersey and or secure his hips, and then at that point, we would teach him to run his feet. All right, so what I want to do now is we'll take a step back.
and at about half speed, we're going to go ahead and demonstrate all 3 steps. Okay, we're going to bite the ball, shoot our guns, grab cloth, and run our feet. Ready? Go. That's it, right?
These explosion drills that you're going to see in this video are typically far more high-paced than what you're going to see us demonstrate here. We are really just trying to focus on the technique of the drill so that we can get them on the film for you. These are much more intense. We actually have to kind of slow our guys down and get them to understand the technique of the drill before we begin. We do a couple of forms of vertical line shedding. Again, the concept is being able to get our feet moving, be able to get our feet back in correct position before making contact with the blocker, still being able to shed and get our hips square ready for the ball. This drill typically is much more intense, but we're trying to get the concept here is we want to be able to hit, shed, and then react to the ball movement, whether it's a pass. Here we give him a turnover, so we can incorporate turnovers and read and react into our shed drills. This particular drill is typically done live. We want our blockers to literally attempt to block the linebacker. These are examples of our keys period. There are times when we'll go just a single key whenever we're first introducing the concept of key to flow. Here we've actually using 2 linemen, a guard tackle concept that the linebacker is reading. We can also add a running back to this drill, again, so that once he has read his key, he can then start to see the flow aspect of that. You can see that all I'm doing is standing behind the linebacker, directing the lineman so that he is unaware of what key is coming and forcing him to react. These are coverage drills, or at least 4 of them. We'll do landmark drops just to begin, which are very basic 45-degree drops to point. We'll pass to one player who has an opportunity to create a turnover with an interception. The other linebackers then are to lead him down the alley. This is our ground cover drill. We want to be able to get him on his drop and reacting. This is our quarter turn, where we ask our players to open their hips, then have to sit, rotate, and break on the ball. This is a man cover drill we have here. Again, depending on which way I open, signifies who's receiver